What's up, everybody? This is Ryan from Shoe Podcast. We're back to do another unboxing. Now, for those of you that are new here, welcome to our channel. We're a sneaker podcast that talks about everything from the history of your favorite grails to the upcoming hottest releases. But we also do interviews, we do live streams, and as you can tell, we do unboxings. So we do weekly episodes. If that sort of thing interests you, please do us a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. It takes a second of your time and it actually really helps a small channel like ours in the algorithm. But for those of you who are not new here, who have seen the show before, who have stuck with us through thick and thin, it will come to you as no surprise that I am obviously very excited about the shoe that we have to unbox today, because not only is it a collaboration, it is a local collaboration. That's right, you know it from the thumbnail, you know it from the title. It is the Sneaker Politics and Adidas Luxury Sport Samba. So a little bit of backstory on these before we start looking at the shoes themselves. It was at the beginning of this year in like February or March, Adidas held this competition on their Confirmed app called the Consortium Cup, where they tapped 16 different sneaker boutiques from around the globe, each one to design their own sneaker, and then fans got to log onto the app and vote for different designs against each other on which one they actually wanted to see get made. It was a pretty cool concept there. So this is from that very first round. Sneaker Politics went against a shoe boutique from Thailand called Carnival and ended up beating them. Thankfully, sorry if you're a Carnival fan, but I'm very happy we have this shoe in our hands today. But unfortunately then Politics went on and they were outvoted in the second round and didn't get to make it to the third round. Their design for the second round was a Centennial 85 low, which is like a low top basketball shoe. And then for the third round, they did an Ultra Boost. Now, unfortunately, like I said, neither of those shoes are ever gonna see the light of day in terms of like widespread production, but there are a few samples made of each one, and crazy enough, I'll throw a link to it on the screen right now. If you want to see what the Ultra Boost looks like, check out our episode, our interview with DJ Hennessy. He broke out a pair of the Ultra Boost on our episode and put them on his feet and wore them. Like, had a dead stock pair, wore them on our episode. Just a crazy moment. You go check that out for sure. All right, so with the history of the collaboration out of the way, we can go ahead and start looking at the box itself. And on first look, first impression, I really like this box that they come in. It feels like super premium, very nice. You can see it's not the typical slide out or pop top. It's like a two-part construction here. On the top of the box, you've got in silver embossed this little Consortium Cup logo. On this side, you've got a certificate of authenticity with a round of 16 classics and sort of like a prismatic holographic sticker there. I don't know if this is entirely necessary. Like, I don't know. You just don't often see a lot of people putting a certificate of authenticity on the box itself. I will say what I do like is that it says round of 16 classics. So I think it's kind of cool that like you can know what round of voting your shoe came from. So I like that. That part is cool. And then on the bottom of the box, you've got embossed text that says the respect is mutual, which I don't 100% know what that is in reference to. I don't really recall seeing that messaging anywheres in like the Consortium Cup branding. So if you know what that's about, leave a comment down below. I'd love to learn. Finally, moving on to the size tag here, you'll see I did go true to size on these. My size is 11, and I'll talk a little bit later in the video about how that worked out for me. I think it's cool that they put Samba Politics right here, like you have the Politics name on it, because if you think about most other collaboration shoes that you get, they normally don't put the collaborator's name on the size tag there. So it's kind of cool to see it beyond just like the Samba name of the silhouette. And then the official color of this one, Bluebird is Bluebird, Betska is Better Scarlet, and then D-Slate, I'm not sure what D-Slate is. So if you know, again, leave a comment down below and let us know. I think that's all you can say about a box, so let's go ahead and start opening them up and getting them out of here. So like I said, it is a pop the top sort of box, so that just comes off in one piece there. Kind of a nice gray lining on the inside. That's cool. So the tissue paper that they come wrapped in also has the Consortium Cup branding on it there. So you can tell like they put some extra time and detail into these because obviously, you know, they made these for the winners. Like this isn't like a general release or a long time collaboration in the work. It's actually a pretty quick turnaround in terms of production. So it's cool to see the tissue paper kind of call that out, but we can get them out of the paper and start looking at the shoes themselves. Okay, how much tissue paper is it? Why is it's a tissue paper wrapped in a tissue paper? I don't know that that was necessary, Adidas. I feel like the environment kind of lost on that one, but your shoes are very well protected when they get to you. That much is sure. There we have it, our first look at it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get these out of the tissue paper so you don't have to sit and listen through all the crinkle ASMR. I'm not even kidding you. Look at this. Look at how much paper they put in here. Okay, we're just gonna ball that up in one big ball at the bottom. That'll be a little fun treat to deal with later. So as you can tell, this is a pretty kind of like loud and crazy shoe, but I think it all comes together nicely. Politics said that the approach that they took for these was inspired heavily by 70s and 80s luxury sports sort of aesthetic. Like you can very much think like Olympic Games, which if you go back and look at like 1976, 1984 Summer Olympics, you'll definitely see some of the Adidas tracksuits in like bright red and blue that Team USA was wearing. And you can see that inspiration come through in the motif here. Starting off at the bottom of the shoe, you've got this hairy, very long hair, navy blue, dark blue suede, which is super premium, very soft to the touch. I don't know if you can see how much it kind of moves there just at light touch. That goes around the mud guard, up the toe, and through the eye stays here. And then speaking of the eye stays, this is kind of a fun little detail. On the outside or the lateral side of the shoe, just right there, you've got one metal eyelet that says Consortium Cup. They're really hammering home the point that these came from the Consortium Cup, which I think is cool because it's very like time capsule era moment of like, were you there? Did you vote for these? Have you been waiting for these to come out? Were you a part of bringing this shoe to life? So I don't mind seeing like the Consortium Cup kind of like getting rehashed over and over here. But yeah, you've just got that one metal eyelet, which kind of would have been nice to see all the way down here. But at the same time, it makes it like a fun accent on one side there. Right next to that metal eyelet for the Consortium Cup, you've got the Politics logo in gold, which is normally where the Samba logo would be. So I like that they went ahead and switched that out right there and they put their name there instead. Then moving to the middle of the shoe, you'll see obviously the material that most of the shoe is covered in, which is this bright, vibrant blue satin here. Now, this was kind of the thing where I wasn't sure how much I was gonna like this in person. Like, I don't know that I've got any other shoes that have like this bright of blue, nor like just made up with this much satin on them. So I was a little unsure of it, but man, I really like it. This blue really pops in person. And I think the red is not only a good contrasting color, but the different material of the leather kind of having that matte finish to it gives good contrast to the blue here, because the blue's kind of got that shine, but then the red's a little bit softer and matte here. And it's a nice, soft, smooth feeling leather. It's not tumbled, but it's just very nice and soft to the touch. Now, also on the uppers of the shoes, you'll find on the left one that they come with all these hang tags, which again, you've got the Samba and Politics hang tag there, all of your usual Adidas, like a booklet. Like you get a whole little booklet of literature right here on your foot that you can read. I know some of y'all are, in my opinion, monsters that'll walk around with the StockX tag still on your shoes, or like the Nike hang tag, like the Nike Air hang tag. I don't see too many of y'all bold enough to wear the Adidas booklet on your shoe, but I'd love to see someone do it just for, I think the moment it rains and you get like wet paper running down your shoe would be real funny. But you've also got this little, it's like a little rubber keychain. On the back, it's got the Adidas Trefoil logo, and then on the front, again, the Consortium Cup. So this is a cool little keepsake, not something you need to keep in your shoe while you wear it. Please don't keep this in your shoe while you wear it. Just take it off, put it in the box, hang it on your keychain, hang it from your rear view mirror, whatever you want to do with it. Anything other than keeping it on the shoe, please, I beg of you. Then moving over to the top of the shoe, you've got the green tongue here that also comes in a very hairy suede. So here's what's interesting, here's what's cool, is that it's a green suede on the outside, but then on the inside of the shoe, it's leather. So again, you've got that contrast of materials of a leather and a suede right back to back next to each other. And then similarly with that high contrast, almost like mismatch aesthetic that they've got going on, you've got different tongue tags on the tops of the shoes where on your right shoe, it's gonna have the Politics logo, and then on the left shoe, the Adidas logo. But on the insides of the shoes, they're also reversed. So then it's the Adidas on this one and the Politics on this one. So that's a cool, just like a fun little detail. Now, when it comes to laces, this was one of the biggest surprises because I saw in a lot of the online pictures, they either have like these dark blue navy laces on them or these white laces with them. But then when I got my pair, I was very pleasantly surprised to see they also come with green laces and they come with yellow laces. Oh, and they all have different lace tips on them. Okay, so check that out. So the blue ones that they come with have these white lace tips on them. And then the white ones have red lace tips. The yellow ones have navy blue lace tips. And the green ones have yellow lace tips. That's really cool. So you can kind of mix and match these, and the little lace tips, you get that other little like accent and pop of color, which is a very fun shoe. It's meant to kind of be loud. It's meant to be like very styled up to where like, you know, these are going to be like the talking point of your outfit probably. So it's cool that the lace tips have that little pop as well. And finally, what is maybe the loudest, wildest, maybe literally detail on these shoes, but it's going to go a little bit unnoticed once you have them on foot, is this leopard print sock liner that you've got on the inside here, which I love. I think that's such a cool, like, you know, like vintage luxury touch of like when leopard print was everything. And again, on the insoles, on the left one, you've got the Consortium Cup logo. On the right one, you've got the Politics logo. So it's very cool. Like I think the leopard insole and sock liner gives you like the premium luxury feel of like the liner of an inside of a jacket. But then when people see you have it on, they're just gonna get that little accent of it. They're just gonna get that little pop of it from the outside there. So it's cool enough to kind of like see it when you're wearing it and you get that little pop, but then the full detail of it is just like something on the inside. Lastly, moving down to the bottom of the shoe, you've got translucent gum soles here. Nothing crazy, but it's good because like I like the gum soles. I think they don't show dirt as quick anyways as like a white sole. So that's the shoe. Let's talk about sizing, fit, and comfort. Now for me, this is actually my first pair of Sambas, believe it or not. I've never just been like a giant fan of the silhouette, even though I know they're having a huge year this year and like towards the tail end of last year anyways. But this is my first pair, so shout out to Politics for being the pair to get me to do it. So without much knowledge, I went true to size on these, and I will say it fits me, but it's a snug fit, which from what I'm hearing is pretty much like par for the course with Sambas. So I think if you want a little bit of a less snug, I wouldn't even call it roomy, probably more true to size is to go half a size up on these. If for whatever reason you can't get your true to size, I would definitely not recommend trying to go half a size down and make it work because I don't think it's gonna work. As far as the comfort goes, it's fine. It's not like Ultra Boost or React or anything that's like very pillowy or cushiony or anything like that. But it's also not necessarily like Jordan 1 or Vans, like hard flat bottom shoe. It's on the more firm side of things, but it's not totally uncomfortable. So a couple of final opinions on these. The big one I want to touch on that a lot of people ask is, how do they look compared to online? What are they like in person? Are they way better in hand? And I will say like, they look exactly like they look online. There's no big shock of like the colors being slightly different, the materials looking a little bit different. I will say I'm very surprised and pleased by like how vibrant and contrasty and bright they are in person. Like this is not the sort of shoe that you want to be kind of like muted and subdued. This is definitely something that needs to be loud and have those pops of colors in there. So I'm very pleasantly surprised, not only by like the vibrancy of the colors, but also the materials here. Obviously I love this suede on the toe and eye stays, but I'm way more impressed by this satin than I thought I would be. I was a little bit like hesitant and reluctant to it because I don't think I've ever owned a shoe with this much satin on the upper, so I really wasn't sure how I'd like it. But I actually really like it. I really like the shine and the sheen that it's got to it. And again, I really like how the red leather being flat complements it and kind of gives some contrast to the satin. Finally, I think the thing that I love most about this shoe, aside from the fact that it's a local collaboration, is how wild and loud and out there that it is. If you looked at a lot of the other designs that were submitted in the first round of the Consortium Cup, a lot of them were like very traditional, kind of like subdued conservative takes on the Samba. And Politics like went all the way out there with this one, and I give them all the credit for doing it. And obviously it worked because it won that round. So if you're looking to pick up something that's like kind of loud, kind of funky, kind of retro, this is definitely it. And even if you think, like the blue and red is a lot for me, I don't know about when you throw the green, when you throw the leopard print in there. With the green tongue, if you put the blue laces on it, like you can see, it's gonna cover up a lot of it anyways, especially once you have like a pants hanging over this tongue. And then for the sock liner, if that's like a thing for you, again, look at that side view, you're just gonna see like the very edge of the leopard print pointing out. So I wouldn't get hung up on like, if you like the shoe, but you think it's a little bit out there for you, I'd still go for it because I think you can still style this with a lot of stuff. So I think that's gonna do it for me. Thank you again for watching our unboxing. Leave a comment down below. Let us know, how do you feel about this shoe? Is this something that you're really excited for, or is this not really your style that you would normally wear? However you feel, leave that comment, let us know. We're gonna read them, we'll reply to a few, maybe even pin a couple of our favorites. And also, if you made it this far in the video and you're not subscribed, what are you even doing? What are you even doing out there? It takes a second of your time, and I'm telling you, it really helps a small channel like ours. All jokes aside, this is Ryan from Shoe Podcast. Thanks for watching this unboxing. We'll catch you all in the next one.